Hello everyone and welcome back to today's Wild Rift video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at Tryndamere. Now with Tryndamere in patch 2.5 he received a rework, most importantly to his passive. He's received some crazy buffs and I thought now is the perfect time to give you all an in-depth guide on how to play Tryndamere. In this guide, I'll be talking through all the changes that Tryndamere got in patch 2.5. I'll show you all the perfect rune and build setup and so much more. So let's start spinning and head straight into the video. Tryndamere is a Baron lane fighter. He's a bit different to your traditional Baron lane champions that you might be used to, as he doesn't have a mana pool and instead he has Fury that gives him more crit chance and allows him to heal up. Moving on to the build, with Tryndamere you want to build a lot of critical strike chance, and on top of that you want to get some attack damage and attack speed, so when you're spinning onto the backline you'll be able to deal a lot of damage. For the first core item for Tryndamere you want to build Navori Quick Blaze. It gives you the attack damage and the critical rate that I already mentioned works really well with Tryndamere, and also you get a little bit of ability haste as well. But the main thing is the passive Death Strikes. Critical attacks reduce your non-ultimate ability cooldowns by 15% of their remaining cooldown. This passive is so important for Tryndamere. You will be critting a lot because of your passive and because of your build, and this will mainly reduce the cooldown of your third ability, your spin. So most of the time you only need to auto attack twice and then you'll be able to spin again. Moving on to the next item, we have Solari Charge Blade. Again, the critical rate and attack speed that I mentioned, also even more ability haste as well, and another great passive called Sunburst. Using the ability gathers radiance for up to 10 seconds, and while charges are stored you gain 25% crit rate, and attacks that crit expend a charge to deal bonus magic damage on hit. So with this item on top of Navori Quick Blaze you will be using abilities a lot, so it just gives you that little bit more damage. For the boots we have Mercury Treads. It gives you a little bit of magic resist, but the main reason is for the tenacity. It reduces the duration of things like stuns and slows, which most of the time is what stops Tryndamere getting onto the backline. And for the boots upgrade you have the Glory Enchant. The Glory Enchant gives you bonus movement speed, and it gives you even more movement speed when you're walking towards an enemy champion as well. So this just helps you gap close a lot better and allows you to dive onto the backline a lot easier. For the next item we have Infinity Edge. Gives you the attack damage and the crit rate, and also the passive as well, which critical strikes deal 230% damage instead of 200%. For the next item we have Serrader's Grudge. Gives you attack damage and ability haste, but most importantly gives you the armor penetration. Most of the time Tryndamere does struggle against tanks, so getting that little bit of armor penetration in there does help out a lot. For the last item we have Sterix Gauge. Gives you 400 maximum health plus 50% base attack damage as well, which is great for Tryndamere, and it also has a great passive called Lifeline. If you do go below a certain health threshold then you will gain a shield. This shield will help you survive a lot longer. For the runes, first up we have a Conqueror. For Conqueror it's really easy to get stacks on Tryndamere because you will be auto attacking and using abilities all the time on enemy champions, and when you get to full stacks on Conqueror you'll be able to deal more damage to the enemy carries. For the second rune we have Hunter Vampirism. In this build you don't really have a lot of physical vamp, so getting that little bit of extra physical vamp with Hunter Vampirism will help you stay alive. Hunter Titan is there for the maximum health and again the tenacity. As I mentioned before, tenacity is really nice on Tryndamere to stop all the slows and stuns. And lastly for the runes we have Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth is there to allow you to get more honey fruit healing and also get that little bit of extra gold as well, so you can get to your item power spike sooner. And lastly for the summoner spells, Tryndamere is a little bit different to other champions. You can see that there's no flash for the summoner spells, and instead we go for Ghost and we go for Ignite. Now the reason why you go for Ghost and Ignite is most of the time you'll be having spin up and available all the time, so you can spin to safety or you can spin forward, so you don't really need a flash there to help you. The Ghost is really important to allow you to gain extra movement speed so you can get onto the enemy carries a lot quicker, and Ignite is there to help you to try and kill off the enemy carries quicker as well, just dealing that extra bit of damage. Now let's take a look at the abilities for Tryndamere. These have changed a lot ever since patch 2.5 has been released, so let's take a deeper dive into it. First up, we have Tryndamere's passive, which is Battle Fury. Now Tryndamere doesn't have mana like other champions, he instead has Fury, which builds up over time as you auto attack minions and champions. Tryndamere gains critical rate for each point of fury that he has, and attacking a champion grants attack speed for 5 seconds. Now this is a new thing that has been added to Tryndamere for patch 2.5, which makes him really strong. It means you don't really have to build as much attack speed now on Tryndamere, because when you auto attack champions now, you get that huge burst of attack speed, which is going to be really crucial for him later on in the game. And at the bottom of the passive as well, you can see that you gain 5 fury with every attack, 10 from critical strikes and 15 from kills as well. Tryndamere loses 5 fury per second after Tryndamere has been out of combat for a few seconds, and the Battle Fury's attack speed bonus increases every single time you level up your ultimate. As you can see now with the passive, as I walk up to his target dummy, when I auto attack, you can see the huge massive burst of attack speed that I get. And as you can see underneath my health bar, you have a red bar underneath it, which is his fury. So you can use other abilities and you can gain fury over time when auto attacking. And after a few seconds as well, you will see that the fury eventually goes down as well. As you can see now, the fury is going down. So you have to make sure you keep auto attacking to keep up your fury, so you gain more attack speed, more crit rate, and you're able to do more damage. For the first ability, we have Bloodlust. It has a passive which allows Tryndamere to gain attack damage per 1% of missing health. And you also have an active as well, which consumes all fury to heal Tryndamere up. So as you can see, if I get a little bit of fury here from this target dummy, if I quickly go over to the tower, if I do lose a little bit of HP, I can activate the first ability and it will heal me up. For the second ability, we have Mocking Shout. Reduces nearby enemy champions' attack damage for a few seconds, and if the target is moving away from Tryndamere, you slow them by 50%. This is a great tool to be able to catch up to enemy champions. The way that you can see that you have actually hit the enemy champion is if they have a little chicken sign above their name. If they have that, then you know that you have slowed them down and you've reduced their attack damage. So when you're diving on top of champions, make sure you use this to reduce the damage output of the enemies. For Tryndamere's third ability, we have Spinning Slash. It allows Tryndamere to dash, dealing physical damage. And if the ability is on cooldown, if you deal a critical strike, it reduces the cooldown of Spinning Slash by 1 second, and it's doubled against enemy champions. And each enemy that you hit, you can gain 2 fury as well. Now, Spinning Slash is one of the most important abilities for Tryndamere. It allows him to get onto the back line with ease. When you use the ability, you can pick up which range you want to travel to the enemy target. And when you use the ability, when you auto attack a few times, you can see that the ability is up and available again. So when you do have that critical strike chance from your full build, you can auto attack a few times and then you'll be able to dash again, which is what makes Tryndamere so strong. So you can dash in, auto attack a few times and dash back out again. As you can see, you can use the dash to even get over walls as well, which makes this ability really strong. Last but by no means least, we have Tryndamere's ultimate, which is Undying Range. You have the passive, which is the same as Battle Fury's passive as well, which allows you to gain bonus attack speed. And the active as well allows you to become unkillable for 5 seconds and you gain maximum fury. Now, as you can see here, if I go towards this tower, if I activate my ultimate, instead of dying, I actually keep myself alive. So it allows you to escape with ease, allows you to take a few more hits than what you actually would supposed to, and it keeps you alive. So you can dash away to safety, or you can even dash in to get even more damage off on the enemies. Now let's quickly talk about the skill order for Tryndamere. At level 1, you want to go for your first ability. This will allow you to heal up early on, and if you do get low on HP, you can deal more attack damage, which can put a few people off guard. Then at level 2, you want to go for your spin, so you're able to dash away to safety, or even dash towards the enemy champion as well if you want to deal a little bit more damage. And then at level 3, you get your second ability, so you have all your abilities available. Then the ability you want to max is actually your first ability. Now, with your first ability, you get a lot of bonus AD, you get a lot of healing as well from your first ability, and it's actually really, really strong. That's why you want to max your first ability first. And after that, you want to max your third ability, so you get less cooldown, and also you get more damage. And then after that, you want to finish off with your second ability. Obviously, making sure that you level up your ultimate when available, so you get that extra attack speed. And at this point in the game, if you're level 15 and if you have your full build, you will be unkillable. Tryndamere is insanely strong in the late game, one of the best scaling champions in the game at the moment. Overall, Tryndamere has risen up in priority and popularity since his recent change in patch 2.5. If you haven't added him to your champion pool, then now is your time. Pick up his axe, slash around the map, and get ready to carry your team. And there you go, that's everything you need to know about Tryndamere with his recent changes in patch 2.5. As always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below to let us know if you will be adding Tryndamere to your champion pool. Take care of yourselves, have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you all very soon. Peace.